Why am I getting the feeling that you're not only worried about how this will affect your business? What are you really afraid of, Wanda? I'm 100% certain he'll do whatever it takes to locate this diary. If he finds that diary, all it will do is open Pandora's box. If you don't do as I ask, I will go straight to the board to tell them what you did, and they can go straight to the police before my family gets to you first. Thank you so much for coming, Ben. Sorry about that. You said you got a message from the person who's after you? So where's Udell? Udell's not gonna join us. In fact, he doesn't know about this message. Why not? Because this message said that it came from Elvira. Come on, Benedict. Just answer the phone. I'm busy. Too busy to see your favorite person in the whole wide world? That's debatable. At least you didn't deny it. Have you gotten in touch with your firstborn yet? Not yet. What's the holdup? What did you have to talk to me about, Quinlan? It sounded urgent on the phone. Because I have some news that will rock you and your family's world. I wanted to let you know first before I broke the news to them. Does this have something to do with Elvira? It does. It's about what Udell told me about her, and you're not gonna like it one bit. He agreed to be a part of the documentary. You're right. I don't like where this is headed. He broke up with my sister, and it's not like he'd only speak kindly of her. Well, it only gets worse. He told me the reason why he broke up with her. I'm eager to hear this. Elvira cheated on Udell. I knew something was up when I didn't see my dad come back home last night. You don't have to worry, Alan. Your father is safe. This is where his room is. Thanks, Dr. Burke. Dad, what happened to you? First things first, we both know that Elvira didn't send that to you. Out of all people, I should know. Which is why I called you over here to see if we can get to the bottom of this. The last thing I need is for this to be plastered all over the internet, like they did all the other times. And you didn't tell Udell because the two of us had a couple of arguments before I got this message. What I didn't want to do was deal with more stress. On top of that, I'm gonna bring myself to open it up on my own. Welp, no better time like the present. Let's see what's in this email. Hey, best friend. Did you miss me? Don't answer that. I know for sure that you did. I'll gladly tell you what the holdup is. I'm not able to contact my son because he won't answer my texts and calls, which is exactly what I told you would happen. If you knew that it would happen, then you should have considered another option. Enlighten me, Finnegan. What other options do I have? Simple. You could have visited him at his house. And you don't think that he'd slam the door in my face when he sniffs that I'm over there for ulterior motives? You want your baby boy back in your life, right? Of course I do. Then just focus on that, Heidi. Sheesh. You're making it harder than it has to be. Who did Elvira cheat on Udell with? Elvira never told him. Does Wanda know? She told me that she never knew either. The nerve of that guy. After my family defended Wanda when that recording went wild all over the internet. To be fair, Gianni, it doesn't seem like this is Udell's way to hurt your family at all. I have a specific vision for this documentary. You know that your sister wasn't perfect. I want the public to know that Elvira was a human being, and not just some slain heiress. That means knowing the good and bad. Commissioner Burke even confirmed that Elvira was unfaithful to Udell. And all this means that the public has to know the ugly as well? How is knowing this piece of information supposed to help her case? People are gonna wonder why Udell and Elvira split up. It's best to have the truth out there rather than people making theories. I still think it's unnecessary. Unless you think it's a possibility that Udell took my sister's life. Alan, I didn't just bump into some wall. Dad, I mean, how did you end up like this? I was trying to have a civil conversation with someone until they decided that having a conversation wasn't worth having. I rushed back to my car as soon as I could and drove over here, barely making it. I was able to stay here overnight for observation and didn't want to bother anyone. You really made Nona concerned about you the other night when you didn't come back home. Who did this to you? Jeremiah Dorval. What on earth? How are you enjoying running that company of yours? Sorry, I misspoke. That company of ours. Here you are trying to honor me, but I haven't seen you offer my family shares to our company. You were supposed to be my best friend, but Wanda, you've shown your true colors. This won't be the last you'll see of me. Talk to you soon. I can't believe what I just saw. That was Elvira. Even though her face looks like some sort of video game, that was her voice. I never thought I'd hear that voice again. Neither did I. Sure, there are home videos, but not many. Is there any way you can track where this even came from? I'm not a tech expert, but I can try to get in touch with someone who could probably track it. Please, Ben, get this done quick, before Udell has a chance to find out about this, and before the runway takes place later this month. Consider it done. Let me know the second you get another message like that. Of course. Thank you so much. Finnegan, if you were in my shoes, then you want to shut that big mouth of yours. Besides, maybe we're worrying over nothing. After all, this diary has been missing for over 20 years. Where would Ben even begin to look? You're right, Heidi. How could I be so thoughtless? Don't be sarcastic with me. Who's being sarcastic? I mean, you do have a point, Heidi. Ben's not gonna find anything. With the resources that he still has as a shareholder to Russo Jewelers, his experience in the force, most of all his will to find this diary, nothing could happen, right? I get it. Do you get it, Heidi? Are you sure you get it? Do you get that if Ben refuses to give up, and he actually does find out the truth, then you'll lose your job, your marriage, and the only other son you have left? Gianni, please don't put words in my mouth. Besides, Udell agreeing to take part in this documentary could be a sign that he didn't do anything to your sister. He just wants to badmouth her. He's telling the world the truth. That means telling everyone why he fell in love with Elvira and why he had to let her go, while using his knowledge as a lawyer to make himself look good. Stop it. I'm not finished, Quinlan. Why are you telling me this? How come Udell can't be man enough to tell my family about this in person? Who's Jeremiah Dorval? Long story short, your cousin Maximilian has a crush on his daughter. Jeremiah didn't like that, so he confronted your uncle. Your uncle didn't like that, so he got back at Jeremiah. Got back at him how? That's not important. Jeremiah is a business associate of Devante Torres. Devante threatened to cancel the scholarship event at Theodosius' palace. He can't do that. He can. That's why I spoke with Jeremiah to convince Devante to change his mind. Words were said, then he just went crazy and attacked me. You're not gonna just sit around and let him do this to you, right? What are we gonna do to him? We aren't doing anything. I already have Jeremiah handled. What? Udell, did you miss me? I sure have missed you. What is this? Did you like the portrait I sent you? I really wish I could be standing next to you now. If you want to see me again, all you have to do is reach out. Bye, babe. If everything starts to crumble, then you're the one to blame. I told you to leave me alone. It is my fault, but it's your fault too. All those years ago, you weren't so defensive. We can't change the past, but we sure have a say in the future. Get in touch with your son. Work a little harder and you'll have your boy again. Answer that question for yourself, Gianni. Do you see how you're acting right now? I couldn't let Udell face the fury of your family. On top of that, I had to do something to convince him to take part in the documentary. I can only imagine how the rest of the Russos will react. You don't even have to worry about that. How come, Gianni? You're not gonna force Udell to say something to your family, right? No, and only out of respect for you. I'll tell my family instead. I'll call Nona and Nono. Thank you. Before I do, and since I see that you'll recover, I was wondering if you could help me with something. What do you expect me to do for you while I'm like this? Help me buy out Confidence Designs. How did school go? Vanessa's been miserable the whole time. Didn't I tell you what's been going on between Ulissa and I? JJ, what's wrong? Huh? Hello? Can I help you? Jeremiah Dorval? That would be me. What's the issue, officer? Jeremiah Dorval, you are under arrest for assaulting Isidore Russo. What? Isidore? Messia Kite Vinila Aye? Officer, there has to be some mistake. Don't worry. Shelly, call Devontae to see if I can get a lawyer to the station. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in the court of law. No, no, no. Mom, we can't just let them take Dad. He didn't do anything. Pangayeteu.